I wanted to take a moment to thank the administration for giving me the opportunity to be here. I'm honored to even be considered for such an important role. Also, and most importantly, I want to congratulate you guys, the class of 2029. From myself and everybody in the class of 2026, welcome. And to the family and friends, everybody who's here and watching from home, thank you. You're the invisible and integral support structure that we all rely on to get through this journey. Your pride today is deeply earned. Thinking back to when I was in your shoes, I remember this week being a blur. Lots of new faces, lots of new information, new anxieties. You're taking so many steps all at once, and it feels like you've barely gotten your feet under you. But at some point, you'll come to the realization that you've made it. Today, you put on the white coat. Physically, it's a little bit stiff and kind of hot, but metaphorically, it's really heavy. Even as your white coat inevitably hangs in your closet in between Palm days, you're going to be putting on a white coat every time you challenge yourself to learn a new disease, make a differential diagnosis, or try to connect with a patient. Slowly, the coat's going to become something else, something invisible but constant. At first, you'll think about medicine kind of like trivia. Like, what is myasthenia gravis? It's an autoimmune disease. You can't give patients magnesium. And you'll feel a lot of pride in that. You're not just being a student, you're becoming a person who knows things. You're becoming what you're aspiring to be. But later on it changes. You're not going to be thinking about yourself and what you've learned. You're going to be thinking about people. People whose lives you've touched, whose diseases you've seen. For example, you'll remember the patient who came in with new onset of myasthenia gravis. The little facts won't be as important, but you'll remember the look on their face, the fear in their family's eyes, the relief they'll feel when the medications finally start working. You're going to remember all sorts of things, the patients who told you that you were a good doctor, the patients who started to feel a little bit better, the patients who went home, and the ones who didn't. That's what it means to put on the coat. You're not just learning disease, but you're holding the weight of experience. You'll start noticing a lot of little things, like if a friend mentions a headache, you're going to quietly build a differential. When someone texts about chest pain, you're mentally triaging. You Google a symptom just to check, and then you're 2 clicks away from diagnosing yourself with lymphoma. That's when you know the coat is on, even if you're not wearing it. I remember a moment on my pediatrics rotation. There was a 17-year-old girl who had abdominal pain. But despite our best efforts, we couldn't figure out exactly what was going on. Her symptoms just seemed to getting worse, and it seemed like every other day there was a new complication. I felt a responsibility to try to help her. I skipped lunch, stayed late, kept circling back. I was trying to convince myself that she was okay or that she was getting better. And eventually she did start to get better, but I couldn't get it out of my head. I kept replaying things, checking labs, asking myself if I missed something or if I could do something better next time. And that's when I realized that I really hadn't taken the coat off, not physically, or physically I had, but emotionally I hadn't. And I think that's the part that no amount of Anki can really prepare you for. So if there's one thing that I can try to impart on you from my limited experience, it's that when those moments, and they will come, when they feel overwhelming, that's how you know you're in the right place. The vigilance, the instinct to care, the emotional investment, that's part of the white coat as much as the knowledge and experiences. At the end of the day, it's exactly why you belong here, but it's also why you need to preserve your own health. Because sometimes you need to take the white coat off. Sometimes you do need to rest. You should call your mom, you should cuddle your pets, get some fresh air, do something pointless and joyful. Try to remember who you were before you learned the Krebs cycle. That's not weakness, that's how you endure this. So today you're going to put the coat on, and it will change you, but I also hope you learn when and why you need to take it off. Because the best doctors I've met aren't the ones who burn out trying to wear it every second of every day. They're the ones who learn how to take care of the person under the coat too.